Hi everybody, Leslie here. I thought I'd do a really fast video today, and I'm just going to share my colouring of this image. This is Stamps by Me, it's Sharing is Caring, the set that this one's come from, and it's got coordinating dies, and I think it might have had a die that's on my board that's a straight die that cuts these out with a stitched edge, but that's on my magnet board. I think these come separately. I think I bought these as an extra. And I think this one has been on Create and Craft as one of the club free gifts a few years ago. So it might still be about. Sometimes they show up still on Create and Craft if they've got any stock left of them. So that's the stamp I'm using. I've already stamped it and embossed it in white embossing powder on, this is like a smooth white stamping card. So it's not a watercolour card. But I thought today I would have a play with some watercolour pencils. So these happen to be, these are Derwent Academy Flip, triangular, double-ended watercolour pencils. So that's what these are. And I've had these a few years, but there's other watercolour pencils out there. And they've got two colours on each pencil. So this one's lemon sherbet and acid pop. They don't look very different, but my daughters use these a bit, but I haven't used them very much. So I thought I'd have a play with these. I'm going to pop it on fast forward and you can see how they work. So hopefully you can see I'm not doing anything really fancy. All I'm doing is using the stamp lines to put a little bit of colour down really quick. As you can see, all I'm doing is putting it anywhere there's a bit of shading on the stamp and a little bit past that point, because that's generally where it'd be darkest on a flower. So it's really fast to lay down the colour from a watercolour pencil crayon. And then the other nice thing is, because all of these lines are embossed and this is water based, it acts as a resist. So it's really hard to go outside of the lines. I mean, you could if you tried, but obviously, because it's all nice and raised edges to all of the petals, when you drop your water in with your water brush, which is all I'm using, I'm just using a really thin water brush because this is a nice detailed image. Yeah, you just pop a bit of colour down. That was strawberry. And I've just gone for different shades of pinks and purples on these different flowers. But then all you do really quick is drag that colour across the rest of the petal. So although these are really detailed images, they're really quick to colour, because all you're doing is dragging the colour that was really fast. No real method to it, just like I say, anywhere that looks like it's got some shading lines in the stamps. Pop some at the base and then just drag the colour out. Like I say, it's really hard to go over the lines because you've got the edges, and anything that you've put on top of it just sort of washes off. So this flower being coloured in real time rather than on fast forward. As you can see, it's taking me very, very little time to do it. And there's tons of watercolour pencils out there. I don't even know if these ones are still available, to be honest. If they are, I'll see if I can find a link to them, if they're for sale anywhere. But I've had ones from the works. I just thought I'd use these because they had a nice selection of different pinks and greens. So hopefully you can see, with very, very little effort, there's that flower coloured in. So I've just got all these leaves to go back and fill in. I was just sort of doing a vague shading up here. I think I got a bit too much water to start with on this one. So I'm just going to come back and do the leaves in different shades. Pop it back on fast forward and you can see what we do. And I decided I didn't have enough of this darker green down, so I'm just using the tip of the pencil to pick up a little bit extra of the darker green, because if you try to use it once you've actually wet your paper directly onto the paper, you'll get a really dark colour. So you can always just pick a little bit more up off your pencil with your brush, which is all I've been doing here. So there we go. Hopefully you can see that with not a huge amount of effort, because this is quite a big image, it's not a tiny image, I've got a really nice watercolour effect going on there. And I only used I used the three pinks, an orange based, pink and red orange base, and I used both ends of the green ones. I'm really pleased with that, and I've got an idea for some cards that I'm going to use with these, so keep your eye out in the next few days and you'll see what I do with it. So yeah, that's watercolour pencils using an embossed image so that it makes it really simple to stay in the lines, and they're a really good way to take a look at watercolour if you don't want to invest in paints, and you can pick them up quite cheaply and just have a little play with a brush. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that one. Bye for now.